Hey everybody, it's your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and today you all are in for a very, very special treat. We're going to take it and make it a little different today. We're going to be very, very unique. Today I have a very powerful guest and a very knowledgeable guest who's going to be teaching us about an industry that's not new, but new to you and I. So stay tuned, stay with us, stay engaged as we proceed, and we're going to jump right in. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and today you all are in for a treat. We have coming to the stage Mr. Ben Feferman. He's the CEO of Amuka Esports, which operates esports venues, leagues, tournaments, and teams. Mr. Ben is hailing all the way from Toronto, and he's been working in the industry since 2015 and founded Amuka Esports in 2019. He's an avid gamer and streamer, and under the alias of 5K Fef. I love it. He promotes dad gamers and getting older people into gaming and getting them in the industry that is not the norm, but is slowly growing. And today he's going to teach us and blow our minds with the knowledge and incredible insight that he has into the incredible world of esports. So help me welcome to the stage the incredible, the amazing Mr. Ben Feferman.
That was Thank a wicked intro. That intro was really hype. I got excited.
Give him another round of applause, y'all. You are incredible, sir. You're so dope. Thank you for coming to the Gentleman Style Podcast stage today and giving back and serving in this way. What you have, the knowledge you have is so profound. I can't wait to dive in with you, sir. So jumping right in. What is esports? Can you dumb it down for me? I need the baby talk.
Not a problem. So there's the gaming industry, and that's people playing video games. But when we talk about esports, we're talking about people who play video games at a competitive level. Could be for $10 prize pools in a beer league. It could be, no exaggeration, in front of 100,000 live fans with $40 million prize pool available to be won. So esports is the competitive side of gaming.
What? So there is huge money to be made. This isn't just like a couple dollars here and there. That you just said some really big numbers. So esports is competitive gaming, just like football or baseball, right? Did I understand that correctly? Exactly.
These gamers are competing at the highest levels of their game. They're getting salaries that are, over $1 million in many cases, and they compete in front of millions and millions of fans, just like an NBA player, NFL player, etc.
So where is the money made? How do you raise money for your venues and your leagues and your tournaments? Where can you break that down for us a little bit more in the production of all of this and how it all takes place?
Yeah, sure. 60 to 70% of the revenue in the esports industry is from advertisers, sponsorships, oh, where is it here? So this is no, wait, this side. This is our team, Parabellum, and this is a sponsor, Guru Organic Energy. So, just like the sports industry is very driven by advertisers, whether it's, in the venues or the media rights, same thing with esports. So we're trying to build up some of the biggest esports assets in Canada, both gaming venues, shows, tournaments, etc. And that's where brands who want to target the gamers, that's where they want to advertise now.
So the beauty so give them a round of applause. That's a beautiful breakdown. Now I completely understand. That makes sense. And so the money doesn't typically happen until I get sponsored and so you're sponsored. It looks like you're double sponsored. You have two different logos you have Guru and another one.
This is our team. Yeah, this is our team, Parabellum.
Okay.
So we own this team. This is our esports team. And then this is one of our sponsors, Guru It's like Red Bull of Canada. No, I shouldn't even say that. Way better than Red Bull. Plant-based organic energy drink based in Canada. Yeah.
Love, sounds delicious and healthy, nutritious and healthy. And so you can have multiple sponsors. So it's not just one sponsor. There's no non-compete clause here. There's no overlap.
Exactly. Sometimes there could be an exclusive, with a particular company, but definitely to understand the sponsorship part, it mirrors traditional sports. You could sell sponsors in the NBA and NHL right on the jerseys now. You could sell sponsorships on the court, all over your arena, etc. So, at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is we want to build a gaming community. We're trying to build a huge fan base of loyal fans and gamers. And the outgrowth of that is that advertisers are going to want to, what we call do an activation, is work and talk about their brand, with our gaming community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that makes sense. So the goal is to produce enough quality content and to produce enough drive and motivation so sponsors will come and seek you out and want to be a part of what it is you're doing. And so how did you find yourself in this particular industry? How did you get here? What did you do before becoming a competitive gamer?
Yeah, I started, passively more as an investor, started investing in esports companies 4, 5, 6 years ago. And then I don't look like it, but I have an investment bank, and we were raising money. I don't look like a Wall Street guy, but
It's the beard.
Yeah,
It's the
it's the
beard.
beard. So luckily, when you're in the gaming industry, beard is like it's a normal uniform. So, was raising money for some esports companies, and we had this great esports company, and the CEO was just not great, and it was really hard to raise, and the guy was like disheveled and always on drugs, and we kept kind of joking like, Ben, if you were running this esports company, it'd be so much easier to raise capital and everything. And then that wasn't really in the cards, but then the light bulb went off, and then said, what, maybe this is time. And so we launched Amuka Esports back in 2019.
There it is. There it is. So you see that, y'all, right? You see the genius and the big level thinking on this gentleman, Mr. Ben. So he had to think bigger, and people wanted it, right? There was a need, and you took advantage of that need in the industry, in your particular industry. So prize money, what's the max prize money that you can win? And is there, just like any traditional sport, like wrestlers have a workup, they got training. So how aggressive do you have to train for a competition or a league?
Yes, when we're talking about the pros, these guys, it's called the grinding. Like they're grinding the game for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, to get good. They scrim, which is they practice with their team, and they play against other teams to get better. In terms of prize money and salaries, it's a mix. Some leagues are more kind of higher salaries and lower prize pools. Some are, but essentially, yeah, there's a lot of players that are making solid 7-figure salaries just from gaming, and that doesn't include all the sponsorship and endorsement deals outside of that.
So great. I'm glad that you broke that down, and I'm glad that you brought that up. How different is that from traditional sports? Is it, I would say, from what you're telling me, it sounds like you're on par with the professional football players, and it's the same level of intensity, right?
Yeah, I think that the one thing that's different, and this actually does bother me a little bit, is let me ask you, Marcus, do you play any sports? Do you play in any sports leagues? Or did you when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, yes. Not he caught me. Not anymore, but I used to. I was an academic, but I tried my hand at sports, yes.
Yeah, so just tell me, what sport was it? What sport did you play?
It was basketball, and I was terrible.
So in your basketball beer league or pickup league, what was the prize pool for the winning team?
$500.
Really? They actually gave away money? That's amazing. Usually, like in many of these leagues, there's no prize pool. Like you play because you play for whatever, like for bragging rights. Like that's like the traditional sports model, where if I'm in a softball league or a basketball league, I play because I want to win. But in esports, you kind of, like, amateur gamers expect to get paid and expect winnings. which I don't necessarily like, but that's a little bit one of the differences is that really all the leagues have some sort of monetary compensation for the winner.
Wow. Give him a round of applause, y'all. That's Mr. Ben Feferman breaking it down, sharing his insight and his knowledge about this growing. Like I said, this industry has been around. Gaming has been around forever, but this is something new, and it's a new investment, and it's a new, I want to say tier. It's its own tier. It's not stocks. It's not bonds. It's not EFTs. It's its own investment. And so Mr. Ben is here right now breaking it down and giving us the inside scoop. We have to pay some bills. We got a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye. Hey everybody, we have the incredible, amazing, super fragilistic expialidocious Mr. Ben Feferman, and he is here spilling some tea. He's spilling not all the tea, but giving us some great insight into the incredible jam-packed world of esports and how this growing industry is changing the economic climate and how people like us can really see. You can no longer give your kids crap. Right? You can't give your kids crap about gaming. This is an actual industry that now they can get into and make some real cash. And Mr. Ben broke that down earlier. So thank you. If you're just tuning in, we have Mr. Ben Feferman, CEO, founder of his own company, Amuka Esports, and he is changing the game. So Mr. Ben, tell us, you just broke down how to make money, how leaguers and how you train up for an upcoming event, how the type of money that people can expect to see, maybe not in the beginning, but as they move forward and as they progress in the industry. But are there any like specialties? Like, I'm a first person shooter athlete, or I'm a RPG athlete. Are there any specialties, or just kind of you have to be good at all of it?
Yeah, there's a few genres within gaming. So the FPS stands for a first-person shooter. A lot of games like that, or battle royale, or MOBAs, things like that. So there's different categories. I think kind of the best way to break it down is there are some players who compete competitively, and some which we call streamers. They're content creators. They're on Twitch every day, playing games or competing, really for entertainment. And I think that's a really critical piece to understand is, here, I'll give you an example. So I like basketball, okay? And I'm a Raptors fan. We've had a recent championship team. So if I'm a fan of Kyle Lowry, my only opportunity to engage with him is game day, right? Maybe a post-game interview. Maybe he gives a comment on practice. Maybe he's a little active on his Instagram, but that's it. With streamers, they stream every day and you are connected to them all the time. So you feel part of them. There's this connection. And that's why you subscribe to their channel and give them money, because you just have this amazing connection. You feel a part of their life where you don't get that in traditional sports. I would never go up to Kyle Lowry and say, here's $5, great game. I would do that to a professional streamer who's just like, making great content and saying like, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. Here's $5. I love your stream. And that's so normal in the industry.
That makes sense. And so I wouldn't do the same thing either. I would not go up to Alan Kaepernick and hand him $5. I would like, he already has he has plenty of money. So that makes sense, right? There's a personal, it makes it very personal. And that's what your audience, your viewers, your partnerships are sponsoring. And that's what they're getting behind. They're getting behind because I can connect with this person, right? That missed kill or that missed opportunity to score a point for your team or your league. I can feel that with you. I'm in the driver's seat. And I watched a couple of your episodes. You have a unique focus, and I read it off in your bio. You have a unique focus towards dad gamers. Why is that? And why the specific focus to dad's gamers?
Yeah. So, I'm 37. I'm married.
You look good.
Thank you. I'm married. I have 4 kids. So, my ability to game is different. And I think, when I play Fortnite, which is a game that kids play, and I play with adults, guys my age, and there was just something fun about playing and watching other people your age who like go through the same types of things. In Fortnite, we don't know how to build, and we're not great gamers, but we love it, and we remember the great days when we were good. So I think that's kind of like this. What I want to promote is that a lot of people my age are saying, "Oh, I can't get to gaming. I'm not very good." Gaming's for everyone, and you got to start somewhere. And so that's part of it, and kind of the extension of it is, when I come home and I see my kids watching Paw Patrol and Peppa Pig and like some of these shows, it's boring. Like I don't want to sit there and watch them, but when they turn on Roblox and Minecraft, like I can sit there with them and I love watching. And it's this multi-generational experience that we can have through gaming, which we don't get through TV. I'm just like not interested. I'm not saying I don't watch it with them, but I'm not
Right.
genuinely interested in their TV shows. So that's the power with gaming with parents and kids. And I try to promote that kind of brand with sort of dad gaming.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. That's what we need, right? That speaks true, right? You're able to instantly connect and have a mutual connection between father and son or father and daughter. And so gaming makes that connection versus, you're right. I mean, I grew up in the SpongeBob, right? Or a different genre of cartoons and animation. And so I can't connect, like you said, with the Peppa Pig and, it's just a different mainstream, but gaming and Roblox and Fortnite level that playing field. And now me and my child have some common ground that we can now say, let's enjoy this together, and we can have fun. We can bug out, we can laugh, and go through all the life cycles of emotions that come with gaming, because there are some emotions. And so thank you. That's huge. And thank you for breaking that down. You mentioned this earlier, that when you first started, that you were investing in it, and now you're a company owner, you're a CEO and a founder in it. But who all are investing in esports? Are there? I didn't even know you could invest in esports. How long has this been happening? And are there any like key players investing in the industry?
Every single athlete, celebrity is in esports. Like Shaq and A-Rod are investors in a team called NRG. Michael Jordan is invested in Team Liquid. Recently in Toronto, The Weeknd, he's an investor in Toronto's Overactive Media. Kyler Murray just announced he's joining FaZe Clan. I could go on for a whole hour telling you about all the athletes, because what's interesting, those players and just in general never had the opportunity to be owners. Especially in the NFL, it's an old boys club where these guys all bought these franchises. They're all billionaires, and the players never had the opportunity to move up to management. And there's some exceptions: Michael Jordan, Mario Lemieux, Derek Jeter, but very rare do you see players becoming owners. So I think with esports now, with a whole new set of opportunities coming up with franchises and teams, they're all saying, "Hey, I play for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm Kyler Murray. But you know what? I'm never going to own the team, but now I can be a part owner in an esports team." And that's why so many are now investors and part owners in all these teams.
Wow. I love that. So Can you spill some tea for us real quick? Can you help us out? What things when investing in an esports should I consider? When I'm considering investing in a brand or a company, or even maybe even directly, what should I look for? The track record of the team? Should I look at their win to loss ratio? What to consider when investing in a team?
Yeah, I'd say the lowest risk investment. And again, disclaimer,
Yes.
don't sue me. Okay, great.
This is
So
not investment advice.
yeah. Do your own research before you buy anything. But generally speaking, the lowest risk would be an ETF. So an ETF is, it tracks some sort of index or sector. So for example, there are esports or gaming ETFs that will give you exposure to game developers and game publishers like your Activision, Electronic Arts, etc. It'll give you a little bit of exposure to the hardware companies like, this is Corsair. They're a publicly traded company. And well, we're all sponsored by Corsair, but Seagate and others, all the peripheral and hardware companies, MSI, Razer, Alien, all that. You might want to have some exposure to the media side, all the companies that are producing esports content and media. So that the ETF gives you a little bit of everything. Now, the kind of problem is that some of the best esports assets, they're already owned by major corporations, so you don't really get direct exposure. So you can't, if you want to invest in Twitch, if you buy Amazon, Twitch doesn't, it's a rounding error for Amazon. Xbox is a rounding error for Microsoft. Stadia is for sure a rounding error for Google, but you know what I mean? So, but yeah, you can look at all the different categories, whether it's people who create the games, who make the equipment, the teams, and many of those verticals are all publicly traded. You can buy in your Robinhood, trading account.
Powerful. Love that. I did some research. I had to do some research on this. I'm a huge advocate of Shark Tank. I love Shark Tank. Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban invested in esports. And that's a big player. That's a big time, well-known investor. And so if he's investing in esports, there's something here, right? This isn't just a fad. This is something big that people need to pay attention to. And so how has COVID affected you during the pandemic and in your investment in esports and your business? Has that slowed things down? Has things gone up because now people are at home and they have time? And how has the COVID-19 pandemic affected you?
Yeah, I think in general for the industry, very positive. When sports went out, esports came on board. And everyone who thought gamers were nerdy and losers, it all changed when you see guys like Richard Sherman playing Warzone. It all changes when the NBA has their 2K players tournament, and Kevin Durant is top seeded, in the tournament. So when we see our sports role models and athletes competing in games, which we all saw then, it really changed the perception of esports being weird and nerdy to very cool. Personally, yeah, I have an esports arena which is closed, so I really had to move my business model online. I had to pivot, and in the beginning it was very hard. We had to lay off people. I had to really figure out how to move it. But a year later, and again, Canada, we're still in a lockdown because we're so ridiculous. Separate discussion. But yeah, our entire business now is online. We're doing all of our leagues and tournaments, events online, and creating these things that maybe we wouldn't have done if it wasn't for COVID.
So it pushed you forward. It catapulted. That's the pivot, y'all. So that's the pivot. He saw, he was affected by COVID and he had to transition his business like everybody did. A lot of businesses said, well, do I need office space? Do I need all this staff? Do I need all this team? Or can some of this be transitioned virtually? So that's huge. Give him a round of applause, y'all. He's bringing some great knowledge. We have one more quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with us. Stay engaged. We'll be right back.
Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
Hey everybody, we are back. We have the incredible Mr. Ben Feferman. And he is I'm sorry. And he's spilling some great tea. He just broke the knowledge and he's breaking barriers and showing us that big players are in esports. They're in the game. So we need to get into position and we need to stick with Mr. Ben and follow what he's doing, because this is not a fad. This is here to stay. Mr. Ben, what advice would you give to the young entrepreneur out in the audience wanting to get started or considering getting started? Or, he's been made, just like you said, people thought he's weird and he's a gamer, and he's really, really good. What advice would you give to that young man or girl looking to get started or take off in the world of esports?
Yeah, I think, I talked about this last week. If you don't know the rules to something, it doesn't make any sense. A lot of people say, I don't understand how people watch other people play video games. It's weird. But if you replace that with football, it's not weird. People watch other people play football. And even more so, I bet that the vast majority of people who play football have never thrown a touchdown, maybe never been on a real field, for sure have never kicked a field goal, and yet are still love the game. So I think for anyone who really wants to understand esports, you got to play. You got to learn, or at the very least, you got to learn the rules. And when you learn the rules and the strategies and the intricacies of the game, then you appreciate it. And I use the example all the time. Cricket is one of the most played sports in the world, but I find it so stupid. Like, there's such high, they just hit the ball back and forth, and there's always high scores, and they always end in a tie. And I'm so ignorant to it. Why? At the end of the day, why is it? It's because I don't know the rules. But if I actually took the time to learn the rules of cricket, I'd probably think that's an amazing game, and there's so much strategy and intricacies and things like that. So that's really the best way to get out there and learn.
Absolutely. How can people connect with you? How can my audience grow with you and support what you're doing and be a part of this movement as you move into 2020 and 2022?
Yeah, best way is I'm very active on LinkedIn, so you can just look me up, Ben Feferman. I'm sometimes hanging around Twitter at 5KFef, and I used to stream a lot. I haven't streamed in a long time, but I am on Twitch, and you need to be on Twitch. This show should be on Twitch, so we can talk about that afterwards. It would be the biggest category in Twitch is just chatting. This year, what we're watching today is the biggest category at Twitch. So even if it has nothing to do with, people work out, they film themselves working out and they're on Twitch. People sit in a hot tub and are on Twitch. People cook, people do whatever Twitch is not even anything close to gamers right now. So I really think this is a great show. You would do very well on Twitch. And then people can give you a subscription. They could say, awesome, I love the content Marcus is creating. Here's a sub, here's a subscription, here's a donation. And it's a great economy for all types of content creators.
Absolutely. So check him out, y'all. He's on LinkedIn by his name. I just brought up to Brixton, and he's on Twitch at 5KFef. Was that correct?
You got it.
And don't forget the website. We got to check out his website. Connect with Mr. Ben. He's at www.amukaesports.com. That's AMUKAE sports.com. So for my audio listeners, please check that out. Thank you so much for giving back in this way. This is absolutely amazing. This is powerful, and I appreciate your time and you giving back in this way. And thank you for educating me in this industry. I've been in the wrong business. Everybody's following cryptocurrency. I think I can get down with this. I'm terrible at first person shooters. I'm always the decoy. I'm always the guy they send in to get the sniper so we can figure out what a sniper is. So that's my job.
What's your game? You're playing Warzone?
I have Borderlands, so I'm a Borderlands kind of guy. I like first person shooters. RPGs used to, not anymore. Well, Borderlands is still kind of an RPG, but it still has the cool guns. So I just like the guns, be honest with you.
Nice.
But so powerful. I hope this message has served you all. I hope this helps y'all. This has shined a very huge spotlight on an industry that is growing. And so if you ever felt like you missed out on an opportunity, you missed out on something, like you missed out on Amazon, you missed out on Apple, here's an opportunity to get in an industry that is growing and has been around for decades. And so connect with Mr. Ben, find out what he's doing, connect with him, watch him, subscribe, and check him out because he is on a mission. You too, Dad. You too. I know you're watching that. So check him out. I hope this message has served you, and I hope this has been impactful. We got to let Mr. Ben go. He has a company to run. So like I end every show, take care of your family, take care of your friends, and always, always take care of business. This is Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show and Mr. Ben Feferman.